One thing I really love to see, Shane, is the Shane Taylor Promotions hat, because one issue that I think universally within the black community that we talk about advancing the black community is ownership. And when it comes to pro wrestling, I think independent wrestlers have a way better sense of ownership than somebody who goes to a national promotion, because you're responsible selling your own merch, getting on social media, promoting yourself. That sense of ownership has become more valued. What kind of advice would you guys give? We can start with you, Shane, in terms of maybe a young black wrestler coming into wrestling. What kind of advice would you give on that?
Own your image, own your likenesses. If you want to do and make yourself an LLC, you can do that. That depends on your tax bracket. It's beneficial the more you make, so that's a catch-22. But doing all of that, when you get to these major promotions, then instead of them owning everything and owning you, you can lease your name and all of the things that you and your trademarks to them. They pay you for that, and then once you leave, you take all your stuff back. So you're still making money off of who you are, and they can't. So, I mean, and when you see so many guys that have done those deals, like a Samoa Joe when he went up to New York and all that stuff, he kept his name, and now they're paying him for his name. And then if he decides to leave, he keeps his name. You know, that's how it's like owning your masters in music, right? Like, you set that, and then you're able to carry on and, you know, keep that income for yourself and build that wealth that you're trying to accrue for the next generation.
I mean, that's beautiful. Just to build on what he said, intellectual property. Own your intellectual property, not just your name, but your slogans, your catchphrases, your style. Make sure that all of that's you, that you own that. Build your brand. Everything that you do should be coordinated toward building your brand. Everything should point fans in whatever you do, right? Don't. And this is something that it took me a while to learn. Whatever you do, coordinate it towards your brand. Don't just think that, okay, I'm a wrestler here. If you're a wrestler that can also make dope ass cabinets, do that and build all those things together, because your name. When I was breaking in, the one thing that it was the most coveted thing to be was a name, right? Oh, you got to be a name. If you want to do this, you got to be a name. And nowadays, you're more in charge of building your name, and you can be more of a name, not just through your opportunities, through your other things that you do well, also. So find out, think about the top 3 or 4 things you do well along with wrestling, and use that to build your brand.
Absolutely. That's going to be very useful information to a lot of people breaking into wrestling. I really appreciate those responses. Thank you.